So as we look at the 5 steps to data quality, it's easy for us to run through these, but certainly harder to do. And that's where I think, Alan, you can give some good color into how you help organizations really gain integrity and create this culture of trust in their data.
Absolutely. I'd love to build on a couple of these points because I think they're all super important. Uh, let's start with executive sponsorship. And we see this at OpenPrize all the time. We'll have a Salesforce administrator come to us and say, well, I've really got a data quality problem. This problem is killing me. I'm spending half of my time cleaning up stuff manually. And our guidance to those people is always start with something bigger than yourself and focus on the business rather than on your own personal problems and the personal efforts that you're putting into it. So instead of just talking about how many hours you're personally spending, to elevate the problem to the executive level where the business pain affects the company, not the person. So for example, if you're saying, gosh, this data quality problem means that 20% of our leads are misrouted, and that means that our connect rate is falling, and that has an effect on revenue, that's a strong business case around data quality. But just saying, I'm spending a whole lot of hours doing this isn't the way that it's going to help. And you can do that the same with all kinds of facets of the business. Same with things like attribution. If you can talk about the cost of not doing something and the effect on revenue, you're much more likely to get your initiative approved and get executive sponsorship. And that's really, really critical. The second thing that I want to mention is about defining and adopting standards. This is super important. It's also one of the steps that we find that customers tend to skip over, and they end up paying the price for it. This doesn't really have to be hard. As a matter of fact, one of the most popular documents that we have on the OpenPrize site is a really simple spreadsheet called the Salesforce Data Governance Guide. And we have them for Marketo and Eloqua and other products as well too. And all it really is a series of columns that says, here's some key fields in Salesforce or your marketing automation solution. Here's who's responsible for their accuracy. Here's what the values are. And here are the systems that will update it. Sitting around the table with everyone else on your RevOps team about these conversations in these fields will help you get right to the point really, really quickly and ensure that your data quality remains high. One of the biggest problems that we see is where sales systems and marketing systems and the people who own them are misaligned. And that's a recipe for bad data that's going to bring both of those systems down. So take the extra effort to walk through those key fields with all your stakeholders and make sure everyone's on the same page about who owns them and about what the impact is, because that will go a long, long way.